Puppets are as old as the hills, or at any rate as old as drama itself. From the ancient hunter-priest with his hunting head to the elaborate puppets of the present day. Known thousands of years ago in Asia, Java had its shadow puppets, Burma its string puppets, China and Japan their puppets. Puppets were known to the Greeks and Romans and even to the early Egyptians. Punch and Judy are, I suppose, the most famous in England. Our humble puppets, made for this puppet theatre, were designed to satisfy a desire to create something artistic and to replace a junior pantomime company who once performed these stories. Here we use string puppets, the bodies, arms and legs of which are made from wood. It is not generally necessary for the bodily contours to be very exact, since the external shape can usually be got from padding and the general cut of the clothes. Where, however, it is necessary to have a large bulky body, this is best made from balsa wood, to keep down the weight. Because this is too soft to hold screws and pins safely, plugs of harder wood have to be inserted where necessary. Hands, which require fairly fine carving, are made from a rather hard, fine-grained wood, since it is necessary to have wood free from knots for work on this scale. No special tools are required, mainly a sharp, small-bladed knife and some fine drills for making the holes for pins for the various joints. The methods of jointing used vary according to the requirements of the particular puppet. These were worked out as we went along, rather than by consulting the various books available on the making of puppets. This, I suppose, came from the satisfaction of working out the various problems for ourselves. It is nice to be able to say, all my own work. Some of the methods used appear to be novel. In other cases we seem to have finished up with methods that others have found suitable, with slight modifications in some cases. For hinged joints, small strips of aluminium sheet about 1/16 of an inch thick have been found very suitable. The metal is easily cut and drilled and is satisfactorily rigid. When you're making puppets, you become a hoarder of all sorts of odds and ends, and it is remarkable how often a rummage through the accumulated odds and ends will produce just what is necessary. The heads are nearly all made of papier-mâché and modelling clay. A professional would probably squirm and would also use a quicker setting clay or carve the heads from wood. The clay takes a day or so in domestic conditions to dry. The clown's head is carved from wood. The neck is attached to the head early in the modelling, and as soon as the clay is firm, the rings which fix the strings on the head are screwed in position. Each of the puppets have about 30 rings of one sort or another, and so we use hundreds of rings when making a set. Choosing the right material for the costumes is very important. Pliable textures are needed around the legs and arms, particularly if the puppet has to dance or move. Most of our costumes are made from bits and pieces given or found in the rag bag. The wigs are properly mounted on net, as are professional wigs. The actual hair is bought at a local fancy dress shop. The wig of the prince in the Sleeping Beauty took a whole afternoon to make. The White Rabbit's trumpet is made from an old icing sugar funnel, painted with gold paint and given a banner. We try to keep the costumes based on their proper periods. The Alice in Wonderland costumes were all influenced by the original Tenniel illustrations. The scenery is painted on rather finely woven calico, fixed top and bottom to 1-inch round rods, which can be clipped into teddy clips at the bottom and fixed at the top by lengths of plastic-covered expanding curtain wire, which enable the cloth to be kept taut. This makes it possible to change a scene in a few moments, and when rolled up the whole thing takes up very little room. This is valuable when, as frequently happens, there is very limited space backstage, and it is also useful where cartage is concerned. Painting cannot, of course, be done direct on the untreated cloth. Paints tend to creep and give blurred outlines. We have found that the most satisfactory method is to paint the cloth with a neutral tinted plastic emulsion paint, diluted with about 5 times its volume of water. This gives a very good surface for painting, and at the same time leaves the cloth soft enough to roll up easily without creasing or cracking. All the voices, music and sound effects are pre-recorded onto magnetic tape. The voices are provided by members of the Linthorpe Drama Company. The sound effects are culled from a variety of sources, which include rolling dried peas on a tray for the sound of surf on the shore, mixing sound tracks while running the tape in reverse or at the wrong speed, and even resorting to holding a microphone out of the bedroom window to record cats on the roof. Certain technical procedures have to be considered, such as the type of microphone to use when recording in a group. After the original voice recordings have been made, this is then mixed with the music and sound effects to produce the finished tape ready for use at a performance. The puppets have to be rehearsed, just as stage productions with live actors. The producer pointing out the moves and the grouping, and the puppet's movements must be synchronized with the recordings.
Now, can you hold him just a little up? That's it. Don't move his orb too much, will you? And Barbara, you've got to have, yes, that's right, up, and then lift the chains a little bit so they show.
Could the Queen perhaps get up?
Queen,
slightly
could the Queen get up? Yes. I want to see, yes, that's right. Can you use her leg string a bit and make her look angry? That's it. Yes, yes, that's better. The knave's slipping again. You're watching the Queen and not watching the knave.
Right,
now keep his orb still.
Could you get up and wander?
Now, look. Keep those a little straighter because he's going to blow his trumpet, isn't he? He was up. You want her left up. She was getting cross, wasn't she? And you, come on, my sweet, with your silly hands. Oh, he looks as if he's shaking his fist. That's a little bit you could put in there. Oh, he's too dark to do that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Now, let's get him as he was. He's not quite as he was.
The Queen. It's caught somewhere.
She was turned round that way, even if you turn her around
She's
afterwards.
facing that way.
Oh, was she? Oh, you remember. Now, I'm here, aren't I? And you've got that stuck up there.
No room. No room.
There's plenty of room.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's laid for a great many more than 3.
Your hair wants cutting.
You shouldn't make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At any rate, I'll never go there again. It's the stupidest tea party I ever was at in all my life.